Hello? Hello, dear
Yes,
students.
sir, it is meant universe.
Yeah, fine. So can anybody can say that what is
Population meant universe or
yes,
total
total information?
the population meant universe or
Yeah, what
total
is mean by
information.
sample?
So the process of collecting samples from
Okay, that
population.
is sampling. What is mean by sample?
So representing
A
the whole
part of
population.
population.
Part of population. I
Population.
The process of collecting observation.
okay. So what is the reason for selecting a sample? Can anybody can say that?
To draw inference.
To
So
draw,
we
To
count
draw
the
inferences?
To
Yes,
draw
sir.
data.
to
Yeah.
make it easy.
Yeah, next.
To represent the whole population.
Yeah, to present the whole population, right? Good answer.
we
Okay,
count
then,
the whole population
okay,
in a unit answer. To represent the
okay.
population, we have
What
to
is
use.
okay, right? Good answers. Yeah. So last time we discussed about the sampling design also, no? So
So
okay, we'll discuss. Yeah. Yeah, today we will discuss that. So what is meant by probability sampling and what is meant by non-probability sampling. So within the probability sampling, what are the sampling methods are there? So within the random sampling method or probability sampling method, there are 5 types of sampling methods. The first one is the simple random sampling method. Second one is the stratified random sampling method. Third one is the cluster random sampling method, systematic random sampling method, and multi-stage random method sampling method. Okay. So in non-random sampling method or non-probability sampling method, we have the 4 or 5 types of sampling methods. The first one is the convenience sampling method. Second one is the judgment sampling method. Third one, quota sampling method. Fourth one, snowball sampling method. Okay. So then we will come to know the what are the types of random sampling method and what are the non-random sampling method. So one by one, we can come to know that what it is. So first we need to define that what is meant by probability sampling. Can anybody can say that what is meant by probability sampling? So
Each and everyone get equal chance.
yeah, right. Good answer. See here. So probability sampling method means if if each and every unit of the population or if each and every unit or segment or part of the population has got an equal chance to be selected is called probability sampling method. Am I clear? Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So again, I'm repeating this. See, you can listen. See, probability sampling method means if each and every unit or segment or part or subset has got an equal chance to be selected, that is called probability sampling method. Am I right? So simple. If you take into account that if you take lottery method. So if you take into account the lottery method, what they can do? So simple, they can take a slips. So on the slip, each and every name they will write it, and they can fold it and they can put in the box. So when they are going to select a sample, 1 or 2 slips from the box. So before that, we can shuffle it. So here in the box, each and every student name is to be selected. There is a chance to be selected. That is called probability or random. Okay, so that is called a random sampling method. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then within the random sampling method, we have the 5 types of random sample as we discussed. See, first one is a simple random sampling method. Simple random sampling method. Simple here, simple random sampling method is also known as a random sampling method. Simple. So there is a simple process to select a sampling method. Nothing but there is a simple process to select a sample from the population. That is called simple random sampling method. For example, if you take into account, so as I told you that, for example, these are rule number up to 24 and up to 48. See, so if you take it up your class, BSc Honors Economics, so here, see, rule number 1, some student name. Rule number 2, student name, like this. So if I have, there is a there are in a classroom there are 48 students. Okay, so I need to select only 5. Okay, out of 48 students, I need to select only 5 samples, or I need to select only 5 students. How I can select? Randomly I need to select, but there is no bias. There is no gender bias. There is no nothing but well-known people. Okay, so here see, so simple. The random numbers can generate nothing, but there are two or three methods in the simple random method. That is, as I told you, that lottery method. For example, I may select 5 people from lottery. Okay, then if you take into account the random table, nothing but random table can generate computers. Okay, so manually we can also select random numbers. Okay, so simple. If you take into account, there are 48 students, 48 students in our class. So I need to select only 5. Simple. In order to select 5 students, what can I do? Simple. I can take a 48 slips. Then I will write each and everyone name on each slip. Okay, so I will fold it. I will put in the box. Okay, so before selecting, I can shuffle it. Okay, so I will pick up only 5 out of 48. So those who are going to select, that are called my samples, right? Is it clear, dear students? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
please explain once again, sir.
Yeah. See, for example, in your class, there are 48 students, right? You can assume. Okay. So I want to select only 5 students. Okay. So how I can select? That is the main question. See, there is a simple method that is called a simple random sampling method. So as per simple random sampling method, what can I do is nothing but simple. I can take 48 slips, same size. Okay. So I will write each name on each slip. I can fold it and I will put in the box. So after putting the box only, I can shuffle it. Okay. So then I will select only 5 slips, or I will pick up 5 slips from the box. Whatever I picked up, the 5 slips, the 5 people names, nothing but the 5 people are my 5 sample. Right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Fine. So that is another method. So then random number generates. So how we can generate random numbers? Simple. If you take into account in Excel, we can generate random numbers. So here, see, we want to give, for example, in the computer. So we need to give total number of population. How many people in the particular class? So I need to give 1 to 48. Simple. If I give the what is called, we can say syntax and or something. So in computer, if you give that code, so it will automatically generate a 5 numbers out of 48. So whatever the computer gives the 5 numbers are my sample. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then the second, the advantage of simple random sampling method. What are the advantages are there when you are selecting a simple random sampling method? The advantages are, see, simple. The first one is a minimal knowledge of the population needed. For example, when you are going through this method, so there is we need only simple knowledge. There is a minimum knowledge of the population. Nothing but we need to know that how many population are there. Nothing but how many students are there in your class. That is the main thing. Okay. So that is we need a minimum knowledge. Then second one, easy to analyze the data. Simple, we can easy to analyze the data. So what are the disadvantages are there? Low frequency of use. Low frequency of use. So most of the scholars, when you're doing a master course or dissertation or PhD or other courses on research field, most of the people, they will use less. Nothing but less number of people, they will apply this simple random sampling method. Simple random sampling method. There is a low frequency of use. So only less people they will use this simple random sampling method. The second point, that is does not use researcher's expertise. So here, see, does not use researcher's expertise. Here, when they are using the simple random method, it does not use expertise, the researcher's expertise. Then larger risk of random errors. For example, when you're using this method, simple random method, so there is a high chance to get risk. There is a random error. Random error. So why there is a random error? Some people we may ask the question when we are selecting simple random. See here, here some 20 number is selected. Here again 27 and 29. There is gap is only one. Here if you compare this 20 to 27, there is a gap is 6. So this gap is very less, and this gap is also somewhat 8, right? So here there is some error. Nothing but there is a risk will be high. Okay, there is a larger risk of random error. Random error. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the simple random sampling method. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then
So what is mean by expertise?
expertise, right? Yeah. See here. So when you are using that simple random sampling method, it does not use nothing but the researcher cannot expertise in that particular field. For example, if you use that, you may get larger risk. If I have done PhD also, if I use that simple random, I may get more errors when nothing but the accuracy may not be available. Nothing but we not get accuracy also when we are doing the research. I think that is the mean that a researcher expertise does not use researcher's expertise. Even those who are more knowledge in the research, when they are apply the simple random method, so it does not nothing but this method may not give accurate results also. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then stratified random sampling method. Stratified random sampling method. What is stratified? Can anybody can say that? Can anybody can say that? Stratified? So here dividing. Okay, fine. See, stratified random sampling method is also known as classified random sampling method. Simple, we can remember. This is a very important question for that MSc entrance, nothing but PG entrances or other PhD entrances. They may ask the question from this main topic. Stratified random sampling method is also known as dash. So stratified random sampling method is also known as a classified random sampling method. Classified random sampling method. Can anybody can say that what is meant by classified random sampling method? Can anybody can guess?
Classification of samples.
Yeah, classification of samples, and we can divide the population to different parts or different segments. So here, see, the population is divided into 2 or more groups called strata. Okay, so when we have the population, simple, we can divide as per their own characteristics. For example, if you take into account, earlier I told you that last day, so I want to select 6 students from your class. So whom I can select? If I select boys, what the girls will think? So sorry, is boys to the girls, right? So in that case, I need to divide the people into 2 or more groups. That is the case, the population is divided into the 2 or more groups. That is called strata or classification. Nothing but we are going to divide into 2 different parts. For example, if I want to select 6 students from your class, then I must be select from 3 from boys, 3 from girls. That is a stratified random sampling method. Am I clear, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
after
sir.
dividing on the base of strata, then I need to select a sample from the different groups. That is called stratified random sampling method, right? So here subsamples are randomly selected from each strata. That is after dividing the boys and girls. For example, I need to select from BSc honors economics. So what I can do, simple, I can divide boys and girls. After doing the boys and girls, I need to take randomly from girls and randomly from boys. That is called stratified random sampling method. So can anybody can give another example? Yes, please. Anybody? You have seen already, but
Classification of universities.
Selecting.
yeah, classification of universities on the base of different streams, for example, right?
Different state in universities.
Yeah, state and central universities and other. Daily, you might have seen, but you may not be able to recollect.
Sir, selection of towns to make them cities.
Yeah. See, I think. Uh, so, do you have a habit to read the newspapers? Do you
Yes,
have
sir.
that?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So,
No, sir.
yeah, when you're reading the newspapers, you may get a classification paper, classified paper. So somebody they will post it. For example, there is one agency. So what they will collect information from the general people. So do you want a teacher? Nothing but wanted teachers, wanted professors, wanted ayas. Have you seen in your on the papers?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, classifieds, bridegroom.
Yes, sir.
See, yeah. See, the ad agency, they will collect information from the different sources. Then after collecting the information, simple, they can divide into the different streams. For example, wanted teachers, wanted professors, wanted hires. So when you're seeing, when you look at that classified paper, you may not able to understand easily that how they can divide into different parts, right? So that is called stratified random sampling method. And can anybody can give another example?
Sir, in a newspaper, different types of news available like crime, Bollywood, in entertainment, sir.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, in newspapers, they will publish in the different areas. For example, if you take into account about games, about movies, and they will classify the papers also. See, okay. Can anybody can see that our economics field from our economics background?
Population change is denoted as a birth rate and death rate.
Yeah.
Divided into two
So for
categories.
example, see, generally in our economics research field, for example, if you want to collect information from the farmers, so generally, as I told you, there are different types of farmers. So generally, marginal farmers, small farmers, medium farmers, and large farmers. For example, when you're going to collect information from the farmers, you may not able to collect only from large farmers. You need to collect from 4 types of farmers. Then only you will get accurate results. So there is their characteristics is different. Their area, nothing but their area under the cultivation is different. Their cost are maybe different. Their revenue may be different, right? Are you getting my points?
Yes, sir.
Hello, dear students.
Yes, sir.
See, if you want to study a research on farmers, socio-economic conditions of farmers, for simple example. So when you are going to collect information about the farmers, if you select only large farmers, but large farmers' characteristics may not same to the small farmers, because the small farmers' cost may be different from the large farmers, and medium farmers and small farmers, right? So here also stratified random sampling method is nothing but, so we can take example types of farmers, right? Are you taking notes or not when I give me examples? Because on slides only I may give only 1 or 2.
We are taking, sir.
Yeah, fine, good. Yeah, then see here, as I told you that simple, if the population is homogeneous, simple, see here the color is same, homogeneous, black and white. Simple, if you take into account in foreign, so if you want to collect information from that population in America, so you can divide into the white and blacks. The white people characteristics not different, is different from blacks, like this. And if the population is heterogeneous, see there are different types of people, nothing but colors here. See, red, okay, yellow. So then we need to understand what are the advantages of random sampling method. So what are the advantages are there? In advantage, first one, assume that representation of all groups in sample population. Simple here. So it assumes that the representation of all groups in sample population. As I told you that if you take into account farmers of the population. So when you're taking farmers from different streams, nothing but small, marginal, small, medium, large. So whatever we select from four types of farmers, that that results can reflect, that represent all farming society. So that is it can represent all the groups in the sample population. Then the characteristics of each stratum can be estimated and comparisons mode. See, when you are selecting a stratified, when you are using a stratified random sampling method, simple, when you apply this method can easily, it can be estimated and comparison made. Nothing but easily we can compare, easily we can estimate. Is there any difference between small and marginal farmers, small and large farmers? So for example, if you take into account the farmers profits, so the large farmers profits may not uh, nothing but large farmers profit is different from the small farmers, right? So that when you are selecting this kind of method, so we can easily estimate and we can easily comparison more. Okay, is it clear, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then disadvantages. See, requires accurate information on proportion of each stratum. It means requires accurate information on proportion of each stratum. Nothing but, for example, if you take in the Indian context, so the large farmers are very less compared with the small and marginal farmers. So if you take into account in Indian economy, so small and medium, marginal and small farmers are around 80 to 85%, right? So when you're selecting a population from the different streams and nothing but different types of farmers, so you need to take a same proportion of each strata. Nothing but, for example, you need to take 10% from the marginal farmer, 10% from small farmer, 10% from medium farmers, 10% from large farmers. So that is some disadvantage because it requires accurate information on proportion of each strata, right? Then stratified list costly to prepare. For example, if you want to classify the types of farmers, so it is very costly to prepare. Nothing but it will take more time. Sometimes the farmers may not reveal that they have more than 5 acres. For example, if you take into account, if you consider that marginal farmers, those who are below 1 hectare or 2.5 acres, some farmers may not reveal that I have more than 2.5 acres. Even they have the 5 acres. So when we are listing out their names as per their farming size, so it is very costly to prepare. Nothing but it is very time lag also. Okay, shall I go for the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Then cluster sampling method. So what is a cluster here? The population is divided into the subgroups. There is a cluster like families. Okay, or else if you take into account, we can take a sample on the base of the clusters. For example, if you take into account some mining area, for example, if you take into account in Telangana, we have that mine area from Khammam, Karimnagar, Warangal, Adilabad. See, so the socio-economic condition, nothing but their problems in some state is different from another problems. For example, if there is a coal belt area, we can say the coal belt area. Okay, so simple, we can divide into the on the basis of clusters. For example, if you take into account, if you take it of cities also, for example, on the basis of cluster, in our city Hyderabad, for example, there is a nothing but slum areas and other areas. So the problems are different from slum area and other areas, right? So if you take it away in village, some people, the anthropologists, they will apply this cluster sampling method. Nothing but they will divide on the basis of clusters, the backward area or other areas. Simple here. Simple. The population is divided into subgroups on the base of clusters like families. Sometimes, if you take the families, there is a small family, big families in our villages. Right, those where the family size is more than 5, it may call as a large farm, or those small less than 4 or 4 equal to 4 small size. So on the base of the size also we can divide into the clusters, because if you take this is a large farmers for a large family size is high, okay, they're small family, so their problems are not similar to the large farmer, large we can say what we can say that small big family, right? Am I clear about the cluster sampling method?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can I give another example, or is it okay for you? So if you take
Give another
villages
example.
also, you may, yeah,
Another
if you
example.
take in villages, yeah, if you take this is a village, for example, if you consider this a village, so in the village, generally in an Indian context, what they have in villages, so some areas are upper caste area, some areas are Dalits, some areas are OBCs. So if you observe in village, there are some facilities available in upper areas. There are no facilities available in other areas, or the backward areas, or scheduled areas, or other backward other BC areas, OBC areas, right? So they may be cluster wise, nothing but they will collect information clusters. So upper caste people, they may have the good facilities in their area. So if you observe in the Indian context villages, see in the other areas, if you take Dalits and other upper OBCs, they may have the less facilities, right? So you may take like that also. There is a cluster wise, cluster 1, cluster 2, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you take cities, slum areas and other areas, cluster 1, cluster 2. Even if you take in slum areas, within the slum areas, there are extreme slums, there are moderate slums like that. So you may take slums. Within the slums also, there's a cluster 1, cluster 2. Within the cities also, there are different slums areas in Hyderabad. So one area is under the cluster 1, another slum area is under the cluster 2, because the problems which they are facing, they are similar, but some are different. So in order to understand that what they are facing and what the other are facing, so they can take cluster sampling method, nothing but they can apply the cluster sampling methods. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. Then advantages. So it can estimate the characteristics of both cluster and population. Simple. When we are taking this cluster sampling method, simple, we can estimate the what are the characteristics the particular cluster it has. Nothing but if you take slum areas, what are the characteristics they have? In another area, what are the characteristics they have? When we are clubbing both, so we can come to know that what are the characteristics of slum area peoples and what are the problems they are facing in slum areas. Okay. Then disadvantage, the cost to reach an element to a sample is very high. For example, when we are going to study on the basis of cluster wise, so it is very costly. Nothing but we need to go each and every cluster. Okay, then we can able to estimate what is the difference between one cluster to another cluster, right? So it is very cost to reach an element to sample is very high. Then each stage is cluster sampling introduce the sampling errors. For example, each stage, for example, if you take each and every stage, so it may be we will get errors. We will get some errors while selecting a sample, and the more stages there are more errors. For example, when you are using more stages, first stage, second stage, third stage, so you will get more errors. So we can discuss that what is the multi-stage random sampling method. We can get it, how we can get more errors. So that is the thing that about the cluster sampling method. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, explain once more.
So what can I explain about disadvantages or advantages?
Sir, disadvantage.
Yeah, see, in order to take a cluster sampling method, so there is a cost effective, nothing but cost may be very high because we need to go each and every cluster. For example, if you take into account in a village, so if you take into account cluster wise, caste wise, for example, if you take into account, for example, OC area, OBC area, SC area, and ST area, there are 4 clusters, for example. So the researchers want to go each and every area, nothing but there is a very cost effective, nothing but we need to employ other people's to collect information also, there is a cost effective. And here each stage in cluster sampling introduce sampling errors, nothing but when you are going through the stages, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, so each stage you will get sampling error, nothing but when you are selecting a sample, so sample may not be respond correctly, sample may not give correct accurate result, accurate answer to particular question, some may be skipped the question, some may not give the answers also. For example, if I'm not wrong, see that in villages they may have the 2 or 3 wives, right? So if you ask that how many wives you have, can you ask the question? If you ask the question, you may not give the reply also sometimes. This is social concern. Is it right or wrong?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in that cases, the sampling errors may be high, nothing but when you are going through the different stages, so we have the different nothing but the sampling errors may be increases, sampling errors may be increases, right? Okay,
Sir,
so
what is
yeah,
the
please.
difference between stratified random sampling and cluster sampling, sir?
So here, see, there are different characteristics. See, in the stratified random sample, we may take, for example, if you take a sample, as I told you that types of farmers. So in the types of farmers, what they will do, see, in areas, for example, cluster may be on the base of areas, but whereas stratified random sample, it cannot be applied on the base of areas. For example, if you take types of farmers, the small farmers may be in upper caste, in maybe OBC, in maybe SC and ST also, right? But whereas into cluster wise, if you take into account the slum areas and other areas, have you got the point?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello,
Yes, sir. I got it.
is it clear or shall I explain again?
No problem, sir. I got
Sir,
it.
can you explain again,
Okay.
sir?
See here, cluster sampling method is based on the mainly on area. Okay, stratified random sampling may not able to depends on the area. So best example, if you take the types of farmers. So in stratified random sampling method, I have given example that is the types of farmers, rather small, marginal, medium, and large farmers, right?
Yes, sir.
So here the small farmers are in SC area, BC area, OC area, nothing but upper caste area, OBC area, nothing but and SC area and ST area. Hello?
Yes,
Sir,
Yeah, please. Yes, please. Have you got the point?
yes, sir.
Then systematic random sampling method. This is a very important. In random sampling method, there are 3 major sampling methods. Simple, that is a systematic random sampling method, stratified random sampling method, and multi-stage random sampling method. There are 3 major importance. So here, systematic random sampling method. So what systematic random sampling method? Do you have any idea about what is systematic random sampling method?
Recording the data by systematic value.
Sir, they will select sample systematically.
Yeah, good. When I am presenting that simple random sampling method, so here, for example, in our classroom, there are 48 students. You can assume that. See here, this one, 48 students. If I select randomly 5 students, nothing but rule number 20, rule number 22, and 20, 27, 29, 32, and 40. So what other people will think? How are I selected? these people only. Why not we? Definitely they have the question, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, in order to satisfy them, what I can do that I need to select systematically. I need to select systematically. So here, in order to, for example, the systematic random sampling method, nothing but, so when we are selecting a sample, we need to follow systematically, nothing but, we need to select a sample from the population systematically. How we can select sample from the population systematically? That is the main question. See, uh, order all units in the sampling frame. What is all units? For example, what are the how many students are there in classroom? I need to list out one by one. So as per rule number one, rule number two, like this. Then every nth number on the list is selected. Nothing but on every nth, nothing but we need to select a number. On the base of number, we need to select a that sample. Then n is nothing but sampling interval. For example, if you take, I am going to give example. This is C. How many students are there in this line? For example, this is the rule number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? For example, you can assume that in your classroom there are 10 students. Right? So if I select third number, I need to select 6th rule number and 9th rule number. Then what other people will think? So Sari selected 3 number and again he has selected 6 number, again he has selected 9 number. The interval is 2 only, right? If there is 11 or 12 numbers, so I need to select 12th number also, right? So what other people think that, so Sari is selected either systematically, there is no doubt, right? Am I clear,
Yes,
these
sir.
friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See how we can select systematic random sampling method. You can take a note. You can take a steps. There are some steps are there. Sometimes they will ask the questions. So what are the procedures we need to follow when we are following the systematic random sampling method? So first you can write steps for systematic random sampling method. Systematic random sampling method. Systematic random sampling method. Then first one you can take number of units of population. First you can write number of units of the population. So I'm writing POPN, that is the population shortcut for me. So we can assume that how many students in your class? Anyone can say that what is the total number of students?
36, sir.
36, right? Then, so how many we want to select out of 36? So
Sir,
we
how
can
many
select,
students?
12.
yes? Huh?
12.
12. We need to select 12 students from out of 36, right? Okay. The sample size. So out of, you need to take 12 out of 36, right? Okay. We can take this side, the sample size. Then, okay. Third one, divide the total population with sample size So what is the total population? We have
36.
36 divided by sample size. How much sample size we are going to select?
12.
12. So is equal to how much we'll get?
3.
3. Okay. Fourth one. Then see next one. Fourth one, you can select a random number. Random number from 1 to 36. Next, fourth step is select a random number from 1 to 36. Can anybody say that which one you are going to select?
7, sir.
11. Right.
7, 7.
So 7. Okay. I'm going to put that example 7. All right. Then fifth step. Okay. Pick up sample unit. Pick up a first sample unit is 7. Okay. So for example, I'm going to show here. Please check, is there any number is missing?
No, sir.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 35, and 36, right? See here, pick up a first sample unit, that is 7, right? See here, I'm going to increase the size. See, here 7 is the first sample. I'm going to change the color, right? Then see, then add the 3 to the 7. How much?
10.
10. Then again I can add the 3. 13.
13.
Then 16. Then
19.
19.
Then 19.
22.
Then 22.
22.
Then
25.
next.
25.
Then
28.
28.
then
31.
31.
next.
34.
34.
Then again
37.
Yes, sir. No need, sir.
37. Do we have the number?
No more, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah. See here, decide samples. How many? We need to select 12. Do we get 12 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? 10 only. Then what we have to do? Then again we can start from 1. Nothing but 1, 2. Then rule number 1 is selected. Then 4 is selected. So how many we got?
12.
Okay.
See, how many we got it? 1, 4, This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did we get 12 or not? Did we get 12?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, this is the systematic random sampling method. So when it is over, for example, as we got 34, there is no number 37. What we have to do? We can start from this one. Nothing but we don't want to go from 1. Again, we can start from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is 7. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
This is very important. In UGC NET or other exams, they may ask this kind of steps. What are the steps can involve in systematic random sampling method? Okay. So this is very important when we are going to select a sample from the population. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah, then this is another important one. There is a multi-stage sampling method, multi-stage random sampling method. What is a multi-stage random sampling method? Can anybody say that? So whatever we are going to select a sample, so on the basis of different stages, we need to select a sample from the population, right? That is called multi-stage random sampling method. I'm again repeating that question, the multi-stage random sampling method. So when we are selecting a sample from the population, we need to follow certain stages. That is called multi-stage random sampling method. So here it is carried out in stages. What stages are there? Can anybody say that? What are the stages are there? See here, as I told you that I want to do a research on farmer suicides in India. That is my research theme. So what can I select? Where I can do research? Nothing but where I can select sample. Can I select
Villages.
sample from all the states?
No, sir. It's not possible.
Farmer deaths are more there.
Not possible to collect.
Yeah, because I may not able to go each and every state, right? So meanwhile, I may select 1 or 3 states from the whole nation. So how I can select the 3 or 4 or 2 states on the basis of number of suicides happened. For example, which state has a more farmer suicides, and which state has a lowest farmer suicides, and which state has a middle farmer suicides. So I may select only 3 states, right? So India is a whole study, but I may select only 3 states. 3 states. So within the state, yes, please.
Sir, when we collect data, so we use which one, primary data or secondary data, sir?
So it depends on you only. Primary data you can use, second data you can use.
Okay.
For sample only, we need to use only primary.
Okay.
When you're using sampling method, you are going to use primary data. But in research, you may use both primary and secondary. Okay. For example, if you take into account what the government can give the reports, so there is a less number of farmer suicides in our state. For example, the government, for in order to favor to them, so the government maybe give the report to them in favor to them. So what we have to do, we need to select a sample and we need to go them and we need to analyze it. What are the problems they have faced? What are the main reasons for committed suicides? Right? So what the government, other people may think that, so due to some their personal problems, the farmers have committed suicides. For example, if you take into account one farmer has committed suicides, so what the government people will think? Nothing but the political leaders and other people. So they may give the statement that the farmer has committed suicide for their personal problem, not agriculture problems. Okay, so they may be a report like this. So as a researcher, what you have to do, you need to go to them Nothing but you need to visit the particular village, particular family member. So what are the reasons are there to commit the nothing but for the suicide? So that is the case. For example, whatever the government can publish the data, that is our secondary data. So when you are going to collect a sample from the population, that is our primary data. In research, you may use primary and secondary. Okay. Am I clear, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, in the multi-stage random sampling is nothing but see. So when we have the problem, for example, as I told you that what are the problems are what are the reasons for farmer suicides. So you will select three states from the India. So which state has the highest farmer suicides, and which state has the lowest, and which state has the average suicides. So you within the state also you need to identify that which district has a highest farmer suicides. For example, each and every district they don't have the highest farmer suicide, nothing but equal equal farmer suicides. Is it understood? Hello?
Sir, but multi-stage sampling is just like cluster sampling.
Yeah, it is similar cluster, but we need to select in the base of stages. Nothing but see, I'm going to say, don't worry that after completion of the one you can ask the question. See, so first what I select only three states. For example, if you take Telangana, Andhra, and Odisha or Bihar, for example, Bihar. Okay, Telangana, Andhra, Bihar. Okay, three states I selected. Within the Telangana, I may select one district or two districts. Within Telangana, I may select two districts. Within Andhra, I may select two districts. Within Bihar, I may select two districts. So within the district, there are number of mandals are there. Okay. So within the mandals, there are one mandal which have the highest completed suicides. Okay. So I may select within the district, I may select two mandals from each district. Two mandals from each district. So here in Telangana, I may select two mandals from each district. In Andhra, I may select two mandals from each district. In Bihar, I may select two mandals from each district. So within the mandals, there are number of villages. So in the mandal, there are some villages around 20, 25, 20 to 25, 18 to 25. So in a particular village, they may have a highest number of completed suicides. I may select two villages from each mandal. Okay. So that is a multi-stage, nothing but see, India, first stage is the states, then second stage is the districts, then next stage is the mandals, then next stage is the villages. Within the village, I may select farmers, those who completed the suicides. So I will observe any stages, villages, farmers, villages, see, farmers, villages, mandals, districts, and states. Right? Is it clear? There are number of stages which are involved to select a sample. Am I clear, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't mind, I may say, I may going to show just a minute. Just a minute. I'll show you that. Is it visible for you? I think I have. Is it visible for you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Visible.
See, in my PhD thesis, I've used that multi-stage random sampling method. So my topic is in Telangana state. See, in Telangana state, I have selected the two districts, Rangareddy district and Medak district, right? So in the Rangareddy district, I have selected the Shamshabad mandal and Shamirpet mandal. So within the Medak district, I have selected Gajwel and Malugu. Okay.
Sir, I am
So
unable
within
to
the
see the
Shamshabad district,
The screen is
is it
not
visible for you, all the people?
No, sir.
no.
No, sir.
Yeah,
No, sir.
just a minute. Now,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
yes, yes. Okay. See, please, you can observe here. See, I have done research, the PhD research in Telangana state. See, this is my state, Telangana state. So within Telangana, I have selected the two mandals. There is Rangareddy and Medak. So within the Rangareddy district, I have selected the two districts. There is Shamirpet and Shamshabad. See, within the Shamshabad mandal, I have selected the two villages. These two villages. Okay. Within the Shamirpet, I selected the two villages. Within this mandal, I selected the two districts. So two villages. Within this mandal, I have selected the two villages. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I will show you that other one. There is a diagrammatical view also will be there, but I'm not able to find where it is. I hope you understood this one, or else you can take the diagrammatic like this. It is not good one, this one, but you can take a chart wise. For example, you may take Telangana state, this one, able line. Okay. Or I will show you that the time formats. See, for example, I'm going to show you that you can write it like this. So this is a Telangana state. Okay. Within Telangana, you can take two districts. Okay. So you may write like this. So you can put arrow marks. This is a Telangana state, or if you take your own state also, doesn't matter. So this is a state. This is the district 1, district 2. Okay. So within the district, you will take two mandals. Okay. Is it visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So are you taking the notes or not?
Yes, sir.
So you can put arrow marks also. So within the mandal, you may take two villages. Okay. So I'm not able to change the color, but you may take. Is it understood? Please, you can take the notes. Okay. I think I'm not able to perfect in this one.
So words are not visible, sir.
Which one? PPT is not visible. Hello.
Yes, sir, words are not.
Sir, not mention the words.
Words.
Doing this.
Yeah, words are. Why I did not mention the word, any word in this. So you can put here. This is your state, Telangana state. I'm writing out. I'm not able to write here. It may take more time to type. Okay.
Okay, sir.
This is, you can write state, your state. Okay. Within the state, you can take two districts. This is the district 1, district 2, district 1, district 2. So just a minute, if I want to say it. I'm not able to get this chart also. Okay. So district 1, district 2. So within the district 1, you will take Mandal 1, Mandal 2. Are you able to listen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yeah. You can take within the district Mandal 1, Mandal 2. And in this district, you can take Mandal 1 and Mandal 2. Okay. So within the Mandal, you will take village 1, village 2. In this Mandal, you will take village 1, village 2. In this Mandal, village 1, village 2. In this Mandal, village 1 and village 2. Okay. So within the village also, you may take different types of farmers also. Within the village, you can take different types of farmers. If you take small, marginal, medium also, you may take. Or else you can select randomly also. Doesn't matter. Okay. Am I clear, dear students?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
can anybody can show you your diagram? Because it is easy to understand for others also. Yeah. Have you seen about Shankar's diagram? See, he has written the state and the districts. All right. I hope you understood, all the people.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Fine. Okay.
Say something, sir.
Yes, please. Screen is visible or not?
Not visible, sir, now.
Now, you may get slowly, I think. Now is it visible?
No, sir.
Hello?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Wait. Then I will. Now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah. So then we will discuss that what are the advantages of multi-stage sampling method. So when you are applying this multi-stage random sampling method, you will get more accurate results. You will get more accurate results that you can represent all the nation. For example, as I told you that what are the problems are faced by the farmers, or what are the main reasons for farmers' suicides. So if you select states Within the state, if you select districts, within the district, if you select mandals, if you select from mandals, if you select villages, so all these things will reflect all the nation. Then that is we will get more accurate results, and it is more effective when you are applying this multi-stage random sampling method. Your research is more effective when you compare with systematic or other simple stratified random sampling method. That is more accurate and more effective. Is it clear? I hope you understood this one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So one thing, when you are applying the multi-stage random sampling method, see, as I told you that the diagram. See, yeah, this diagram. As I told you that in the villages, if you select randomly, so you may call multi-stage random sampling method. Multi-stage random sampling method. For example, in the village, at the village stage, if you select stratified, nothing but if you classified on the basis of small, marginal, medium, large farmers, so that is called multi-stage stratified random sampling method. Oh, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
At the last stage, if you classify on the basis of the strata, that is called multi-stage stratified random sampling method. If you are not applying the strata, if you select from the villages anyone, nothing but those who compare suicides, so that is multi-stage random sampling method. When you apply the stratification or strata, that is called multi-stage stratified random sampling method. Am I clear, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Fine. Yeah, as we know that the multi-stage random sampling method, and it is more accurate and it is more effective. The disadvantages. So when you are going to take a multi-stage random sampling method, it is very costly. But you are from UP, for example. If you take into account, you want to select from which state has the highest farmer suicides. If you want to go Mumbai or Maharashtra, you want to spend a lot of money to travel from UP to Bombay or Pune or other Vidarbha area in Maharashtra. It is very costly. You need to go each and every mandal. Nothing but which if you select Telangana, we need to select districts. So I need to go the districts. Within the district, I need to go the particular mandal. Within the mandal, the village is very away from the mandal also. So here, in that case, we need to spend a lot of money. That is why the multi-stage random sampling method is very costly. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, each stage in sampling introduce a sampling error. For example, as we know that each stage, earlier I told you that each stage it introduces the sampling error. For example, if you take into account this stage, district wise, district level, you may get errors. Then mandal wise, if you take the mandal wise, also you may take errors. So in the village wise, you may get errors. So it means that every stage you will committed to do some errors. Nothing but knowingly or unknowingly, you may get some errors. Okay, so that are the disadvantages of multi-stage random sampling method. Am I clear?
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, if information is more accurate, then why we get errors, sir?
Information is accurate, but simple here the sampling error is nothing but I am going to discuss at the end of that non-probable sampling method. What are the errors we will get? So error is nothing but simple when whatever they will give the information. Okay, if they will skip the answer, that is also error, right? For example, I am going to ask the question to someone, as I told you that how many do you have only one wife? Even if the person has more than two wives, he may not give the answer. Like that, you can skip, sir. Simple, they will say, I will not give the answer.
Okay, sir.
So in that, each and every question, it should be filled. If wherever it can be applicable. If there is no applicable, for example, if you take into account, as what I told you that just now, that is how many wives you have. For example, if the person has two wives, for example, if you visit particular village, So in village, he has a 2 homes, for one home for one wife and another home for another wife. For example, if you visit a particular home, see, he may say that I have only one wife. When it comes to his expenditure, his income, when you want to calculate, his expenditure is more than his family size. For example, in his family size, only 3 people. For example, one wife and one child and himself. Okay, the expenditure is around per month, around, if you take it around 5,000. For example, I'm saying. So if he has 2 wives, another wife, he may have 2 children. Okay, so his expenditure should be on one wife and another wife. Nothing but his expenditure should be on both wives. So when it comes to that analysis part, his expenditure is more than what you expected.
Understood.
Am I clear, dear students?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, there are more number of cases which we are, when you're involved in the research only, you will get this kind of problems. But that is the case, we have some sampling errors. Sometimes the people may not give the answers also properly. Okay, that is the case. Yes, I hope you understood.
Yes, sir.
So don't bother about it. If I'm say any wrong example, okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. In order to understand easily, only I'm giving the example because it is very easy to understand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the time now? 12:30. Do you have any class after 12:30?
Yes, sir.
Shall I take tomorrow class? Yes.
Yes,
Do you have a class next class? Yeah. I hope you have the class at 1 o'clock, right?
2, sir.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you need to take 2 o'clock. Okay. So shall I close the session now or?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.